What's going on, people of the internet? Hyperchaotic here with a K, double R, and welcome back or welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel. Now, originally I wasn't going to make another Black Ops 6 related commentary video. In fact, other than still trying out some of the other game modes and the rest of zombies and the difficulties on the campaign, I really don't care for that game anymore. Like, I'm still gonna play it here and there just to see some of the stuff I've tried. I haven't had the chance to yet because I've been so fucking broke I couldn't afford the Xbox Pass for the past couple of weeks. And currently I don't even have access to a PC to record it anyway, so even if I renewed the Xbox Pass right now, I won't be able to play it for the channel. Just so I can capture some of the new game modes and the other zombie map. Not the new one. What was the other one? Terminus. I haven't played that one yet. I was just messing around on Liberty Falls. So needless to say, I will have some more Black Ops 6 related content on the channel eventually. But at the same time, I don't care for that game that much to truly talk about it any further. So beyond this spontaneous commentary, I'm not going to be doing any more commentaries on this game anytime soon. Beyond what I've missed so far, I don't care for it. But I gotta say, the news about the AI generated content in this game is, I wish I could say it was making me concerned, but not really. Not really. This only confirms to me that it's gonna be harder and harder to escape this shit in our media in general, escapism. Because for the past couple of years now, people, whether it be individual people doing personal projects or people who work in a big industry, a big business, keep trying to implement this in all of our general media. From music to TV shows to animations to even video games, with the recent AI generated art in Black Ops 6. And hell, I think at one point in time, somebody tried to publish a book that was completely AI generated, and somebody else even tried to make, oh no, they did make a comic book that was completely AI generated, try to publish it, copyright it, and make money off of it, but surprise, surprise, they couldn't do that because they used AI. And I'm pretty sure we all know by now that a lot of AI generated, well, content or just AI generators in general tend to cross the line of copyright infringement a lot. So if you're going to make something in one of these things, you're better off just making it for yourself. If you want to put it out there on the internet to share with others, I guess. But don't plan on making money off of it anytime soon. At least not by illegal means, if you know what I mean. Not that I think there's really like a black market for AI generated content. Or, well, there probably is, I just don't know about it. But one thing's for sure, the only way you're going to legally make money off of this stuff is if you find a loophole, which I'm pretty sure a lot of big businesses are trying to do. I wouldn't be surprised if Activision did find a loophole, which is why they're trying to get away with this AI generated content in the game. But legit, at this point, I'm starting to think you're not going to be able to escape it no matter what media you consume. Because somewhere in the process, they're going to try to save themselves some time and money. And I think people would be more okay with this if they weren't trying to use it as an excuse to replace people and let it take their jobs. I mean, when it comes to Black Ops 6 right now, I would say the general consensus on this AI generated content has people split down the middle. There are definitely people who care, are getting tired of AI, and are concerned how this is going to affect the jobs of the artists at Activision, and I believe even the voice actors for the game may have left because they didn't have AI protection in their contracts. So not only are they going to be going for AI generated images, they could be using AI generated voice as well. And the whole thing about not having AI protection in the contract makes sense because that's really the only way any voice actor is gonna, you know, protect their job and protect their voice. Because if they don't have that written in their contract, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The corporation that owns the audio file of their voice can do whatever they want with it. You want to know why? Because they're the ones that own the copyright to it. And just to be clear for those who might be a little bit slow, when I say they own the copyright to it, I just mean the audio file in of itself. Obviously, they don't own the voice actor's voice. But the recording of those lines that they recorded, they own that. That is their physical asset. It doesn't matter whose fucking voice it is. That is a company asset, and they're allowed to do with it as they please. And because it's their asset that they own the copyrights to, if they wanted to use it in AI generators, they can. There's no issue of copyright infringement because they own the rights to it. It was originally made by a person. But that's the thing. They own the rights. The voice actor owns nothing of that audio file. Yes, they own their voice. They don't own that audio file. That's the thing. That is the asset. So the only way they can protect themselves against that, against, I guess, a form of copyright abuse of the corporation that owns its own media, which is really funny to think about. A corporation copyright abusing its own copyrighted material. I mean, if you could even describe it like that. Just so they can save some money not hiring the actual person who originally voiced those lines. And they would be allowed to get away with it because they're copyrighted material. They're the ones who own it. So the only way that voice actors can protect themselves is by putting it in their contract to where it cannot be used for AI generations. I don't know if concept artists can do the same thing, but if they can, I would recommend they start asking that in their contracts. If it wasn't for the fact that they literally work for Activision, who doesn't give a flying fuck, and if it wasn't for the fact that they're serving the fucking Call of Duty community, of all people. Now, I did just say that the general consensus around this is a bit split in the middle. There are people who care, there are people who don't care. But this is the Call of Duty community we're talking about. I'm willing to bet freaking money that the general majority are the people who don't fucking care. Who just buy the game and play it and can give a fuck less if somebody is screwed over at their job or gets fired because they're replaced by a robot. Particularly the general audience that isn't chronically online or know why all this AI generated stuff is a problem. And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same fan base that didn't give a fuck when the developers were being sexually assaulted at their offices. Okay, when news about that came out at Activision Blizzard, you know what happened? Certain gaming communities started to boycott their games and stop buying and playing shit from them because that was unacceptable practices. You know, the Overwatch community, they heard about that shit. They stopped playing Overwatch for a while. I'm pretty sure the Diablo community did the same thing. The COD community, y'all didn't give a fuck. You were too busy bitching about skill-based matchmaking while continuing to play the game and saying, oh, well, we're going to boycott the game because you put too many rainbow flags and you got woke in my Call of Duty. But now all of a sudden with this AI-generated content, all of a sudden you people give a shit about the developers and other people working on the dev team. Give me a fucking break. Honestly, moving forward, I don't expect shit to change. And I expect Activision to very much continue to use AI-generated content just for the simple fact that the majority of you actually don't give a fuck and will continue to buy, play, and consume everything else within this game regardless. And I'm telling you right now, if you're going to continue to consume any of this stuff, don't expect shit to change for the better. Because like I've said time and time again, and in my recent videos about this game, if you keep I am not talking straight today. If you keep supporting these messed up, unethical practices, then shit will only continue to get worse and worse and worse. If you show Activision you don't care about that shit by consuming their product anyways, then they don't have to care. So it's really as simple as, if you don't want Activision to continue on with this AI generated slop, then for the love of God, stop consuming the content they keep producing. Don't buy any of the DLCs if it needs to be purchased. Which, honestly, that's too little too late, because many of y'all already did that and are continuing to consume it anyways. So all I can say is this. If you're not going to do your part to start the change that you want, don't bitch about it. That's it. Just don't bitch about it. If you're not going to provide your contribution to the change for the better, just shut the fuck up. And look, to the people who genuinely don't like it and are choosing not to consume it, good. That's great. But if y'all are not the majority, then Activision doesn't have a reason to care. If the majority still plays the game, consumes that stuff, and just doesn't fucking care because they're not the average chronically online person, then don't expect shit to change. And I frankly find it absolutely laughable that anybody in this sorry-ass community is pretending to give a fuck about anybody's jobs at Treyarch or Activision when you guys didn't give a fuck that somebody was shoving dildos in them without consent at the fucking office. But now you guys give a shit. For the love of fucking God, people, for the last time, put your money where your mouth is, or your connection in your controller if you've already bought the game, and don't consume this shit. Or at the very least, just stop pretending you give a fuck all of a sudden. Because personally, I can see right through that shit. It really is as simple as, don't consume that stuff or give them any money. If it hurts their bottom line, they will have a reason to change. But that's still going to be rocket science for you motherfuckers. I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. My neighbor's cats keep fighting for some reason. I don't know why. I think the orange one is fucking with them. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. If not, leave a dislike and a comment telling me why, as well as any other further opinions and thoughts. Because any and all interaction is good interaction for my channel and the algorithm, and any and all criticism can help me get better. And look, please nobody get upset at my general opinions on the matter, because I don't care for this AI generated stuff either. You can't even escape it on YouTube with all the AI generated YouTube slop now. You can't escape it in any sort of media or escapism. I can't stand it as much as the rest of y'all. But just stop pretending like you give a shit if you're not going to do your part of simply not consuming it. It's that fucking simple, but you people are going to continue to act like it's rocket science. So I don't even know why I'm bothering to say this. This video is not going to get very far, and it's going to go in one ear and not the other. But it is what it is, and I just wanted to give my general thoughts on the matter. HK out. I do wish any artists out there the best. The best of luck in these new, hard, trying times to be an artist of any kind. Music, film, drawing, whatever the fuck. Because the average general audience doesn't fucking care about your struggles. And they don't understand what you gotta go through just to provide them their daily entertainment. Because it doesn't come out of their pocket. It doesn't cost them their time. And if it doesn't do either of that, then they have no reason to give a shit. Just like Activision. Unfortunately. HK out. Have a good one.